I'm back. Road Trance for Black and White on Pop Culture, and today let's talk about John Boyega coming out and completely dismantling Disney Star Wars. That's right, the actor that played Finn. Going into The Force Awakens, we saw all those trailers that got us fired up. We thought, oh my God, here we go. We got a new Jedi. This guy looks like a badass. And then, of course, The Force Awakens happens. And we're watching the movie and we're like, oh, wow, this is wildly intriguing. A defected stormtrooper is going to turn out to be a Jedi? Boy, that's an awesome storyline. Except that's not what really happened. We got some half-ass female character. I almost said something else. And in Rey, what I argue is the worst hero's journey in the history of all movies, as your lead character and ultimately a Jedi, if you want to call her that, for all of the 12 minutes of training she had. The Disney sequel trilogy is an absolute dumpster fire. John Boyega has come out now that the movies have come and gone, and he is unleashing hell on Disney Star Wars. Let's talk about exactly what he says. The actor is gracing the October cover of British GQ. While he says he'll always defend J.J. Abrams, who directed two of the flicks, he says the studio screwed the pooch and misled both him and the fan base about Finn's character. John says quite bluntly, what I would say to Disney is do not bring out a black character, market them to be much more important to the franchise than they are, and then have them pushed aside. He adds, it's not good. I'll say it straight up. We've gotten hints that John wasn't too happy with the Mouse House that downplayed his character, and we've seen him squabble with internet trolls. He goes on to tell GQ that his co-stars Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver's character were fully fleshed out, if you can call it that. Both got the biggest storyline, not to mention the love interest. John says Daisy and Adam would admit the same, so he's not dropping a bombshell. In his final shot at Disney, he says, what they want you to say is, I enjoyed being part of it. It was a great experience. I'll take that deal when it's a great experience. He says, so I'll take that deal when it's actually a great experience. Okay, so look, in my opinion, and this is something we see from the left-leaning media, we see it all the time, we see it in politics, we see it in Hollywood, the worst thing you can do to a black person is exploit them and use them. After the terrible history of 100 years ago and everything bad, and trying to fight for voting rights, et cetera, nobody's oppressed now. But look, nobody's going to argue that black people had to go through some real hard times in this country. The worst thing you can do is exploit a black person, and Disney Star Wars did exactly that. They used John. They exploited him for purely and simple for identity politics and to market him as a black person in this movie. Look, they could have made Rey, they could have still had Rey been a Jedi, but Finn could have been a Jedi. And you know what would have been wildly interesting? If Rey would have went to the dark side and ultimately Finn, it came down to a confrontation between Finn and Rey. Now you're talking. Now you're talking some actual like storytelling and story development. I mean, look, you still got to train both characters, and Disney doesn't seem to understand the Star Wars, okay? They don't know how to make the Star Wars movies. But, you know, Jon Favreau, he's coming. He's coming to do this thing for Star Wars. So I'm hoping things improve. I don't think we'll ever see John Boyega involved with Star Wars again. Now, John Matrix and myself had a discussion earlier. Would John Boyega make an interesting Black Panther? Very well could. Very well could. I liked Finn a lot in The Force Awakens, and I liked John Boyega a lot in Attack the Block. If you have not seen that indie sci-fi movie, it's kind of a horror sci-fi movie set in the UK. It's an indie movie. John is in it, and it's the reason he landed the role of Finn. He's great in that movie. He's great. Little aliens attack, and he plays a gang member, and he is fantastic in the movie. So check John out in that if you have not seen it. Tell us what you think, black and white, on Pop Culture Fans. I'm still trying to get that down. The name got a lot longer. Hit subscribe. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.